Welcome. My name is Dan Huger, librarian and research associate at the Acton Institute. And if you are listening, you're going to miss out on something new, something exciting, because, hit it, Mark. Right now we're on video, and there is a crazy man, the sort of little man you see outside of car dealerships, maybe like a very, very hopping ice cream shop, and he is going crazy with celebration because Acton Line is now a video podcast.
Woo.
Woo. Woo. Crazy man. His fan is blowing. He is moving.
He is excited.
He is excited. We are excited. This is a new era of Acton Line, and we are so happy to have you along. Those of you listening, you might be able to hear the fan noise, but if you want the real enthusiasm here, you can always check out Acton Line on our YouTube channel, also on Acton On Demand, which is a great resource, has all sorts of stuff that we put up. We will still, of course, have the audio-only version for your listening pleasure, because while you are driving, you do not want to see this crazy man. I mean, when I'm driving and I see him by the car dealership, sometimes when he's up on those cranes, like those cherry pickers, it's distracting, and it's bad for my driving. So, do not watch the video podcast while driving. If you are driving, continue to listen to Acton Line
and just
audio only.
For the listeners only, I'm going to shut this off because that is rather annoying.
Yes. So his enthusiasm is now waning. He has collapsed on the table. I am joined today by Mark Townsend, our producer for Acton Line, multimedia specialist extraordinaire.
I'm out of the bunker.
You are out of the bunker in the studio. How did this happen?
Me getting this job in the podcast or putting it on video?
No, putting it on video.
Well, we've been talking about it for a long time. A lot of meetings and memos and, we should, and if we get this on video, we could, and we can do that. And we just started looking at doing it. And then we realized with some of the economic stuff, if we were going to buy a whole bunch of gear to do it, the time was now.
So to set the stage, Mark and I have talked about this for a long time. I started talking about this at Acton Research Department meetings, and finally Mark started getting some questions about it from people other than me, and Mark kind of like seized the opportunity and wrote up a memo and was like, this is what it would cost, this is what we do.
Literally a memo.
How do we get this luxurious velvet down here? How do we get these cameras? How do we get these lights? How do we make this a professional video podcasting experience? Mark put together sort of a line item for it. And then President Trump took on his tariff man form, transformed the world of electronic camera.
Yeah, pretty much, especially
gadget buying forever.
All these cameras are, built in China. And we realized that, if we're going to have to buy cameras and lights and electronics and we want to do this, it is right now. And we were right, because a week after we got all of the gear, the prices for the cameras went up by $800 a piece. It was like, oh, wow, we got really close there. So, yeah.
This is why economic literacy is important.
Yes.
This is why, keeping track of the comings and goings of America's trade policy.
For more information, you can go to acton.org.
Yeah, go to acton.org, read about it. We bit that bullet because we saw things were changing very fast. We did some reorganizing. We're in a completely different room.
Yes.
Completely new studio. Mark has a completely new office because we are in his old office.
Well, you're in Daniel's old office.
Yes, we are in Daniel Bass's old office.
I have an additional office.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are now all situated. One of the reasons we wanted to do this, I mentioned Acton On Demand as a place where you can see this. Mark, tell us, we've talked a little bit about Acton On Demand, but we want to make that a bigger thing in this age of video. And you've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make it better. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, On Demand is our video platform where you can see pretty much everything Acton has done on video for a very long time. You can see and listen to all of the sessions from past Acton universities, the Acton Lecture Series, Poverty Cure, Business Matters. Pretty much if we did it on video, it's on demand. And it's just been sitting there, and we kind of use it as like a catch-all for, video's there, but we haven't really focused on it for at least the time that I've been here. And it's nice now that in doing this, we had the opportunity to go kind of rehash it and relook at it and put it together and make it a platform that's helpful. So now you can go to it, and if you're curious about basic economics and stuff like that, you can go to ondemand.acton.org and you can find pretty much anything you want. If Acton's talked about it, you can find it there.
Search tariffs, learn more.
Yes, that's right.
We've got a lot of great lectures from over the years, and there's a lot of work going in terms of like tagging. If there's a particular person that you've seen speak at Acton before, and maybe they've spoken at Acton multiple times. Yeah, you should
be able to. It might not when this comes out. It might not be done yet, but you should be able. If you find a speaker and you want to hear more from them, you can click on their name, and you will find all of the things that are tagged on demand with their name. Lots of this is on our YouTube channel too. It's not just on demand, but the majority of it and the most of it is on demand.
Yep.
So it is a much easier platform to navigate than just, here's a YouTube channel with 1,000 videos. Let me just go try to find it. On demand, it's organized, it's categorized, and it's, contained, which is nice.
So another great thing about this is this helps with our YouTube channel, because right now we put all episodes of Acton Line on YouTube
with just a simple, thumbnail picture, nothing too exciting. So.
Yep. And now you will have stuff like this.
Yes.
The crazy man is back being crazy. He is.
Fortunately, we also had this before the tariffs too.
Having a great time. This was actually a gift from my wife because
I should have brought mine from home because my fiance also gave me the exact same thing.
Was it because every time you drove by one, it gave you a big smile when you saw them outside the ice cream shops and the car dealerships? And
well, there was that, but also I kept saying I was going to buy one and put my friends' faces on it and just stick it in my yard, just because I thought that was I just thought that would be a hilarious thing to do for somebody's birthday. And then I at one point looked up how much they cost, and I'm like, this is not worth that joke.
Yeah, this one is great. You also get a little book with the story. Of
yes.
How he came to be beloved in car dealerships.
Did you name him?
No, he's just crazy man.
Oh, fair enough.
That's what I always call him.
Yeah.
I figure they're all related.
They all come
they come in different colors but they're all related.
This is good podcasting.
They're all got that enthusiasm.
This is what you tuned in for.
This is.
There's a reason I'm behind the glass normally.
So this is we talk about.
You hear my voice a little, or you have. That's coming to an end, thankfully.
We got new music.
Yes, we got new music. That actually
has been commissioned. Mark actually just played it to me. Before we got in the booth here. It sounds fabulous.
Yeah. Shout out to Brandon Saliga, one of my best friends since 5th grade. I've known him for a disturbing amount of time, and we've been making music together the entire time. And this one, I just called him and said, hey, music. And he said, cool. So
Need some great new bumper music, and he delivered. Really, really great.
Yeah.
The other thing we're going to be doing is what we're calling, I guess, the Acton Rundown?
Yeah, so we decided... or we talked about, I guess, that on the first Monday of every month, we'll do just a little 15-minute or so podcast with what Acton has going on and what's coming up. So if you want to be more involved with Acton or come to more events, that should be a nice little catch-all of what's coming up, what's happened, that sort of a thing. That's very just Acton-focused and not us and out in the world and whatnot, but very specifically just what's happening with our people.
Yeah. If you're familiar with Acton's publication, The Spire, that we send out to folks, it talks about upcoming local events here in Grand Rapids, things we're doing around the country and around the world.
Yeah.
When we do this in an internal biweekly memo, but this is something that we wanted to share at least on a monthly basis.
Yeah, for sure.
Give you an idea about big things happening.
Yeah.
Or that have just happened.
Totally. Yeah, it should be cool. And that'll just be you and pretty much whoever else we pull out of the halls to come talk. So
we might have people involved in those events come on and do a little mini segment.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a full-fledged hour. That'll be just a rundown of recent events.
Yeah. And otherwise, the podcast will remain relatively unchanged. There's new music, and you can, if you listen on YouTube, you can now properly watch on YouTube instead of just staring at whatever picture I elect is for that week, so there will be more. Not much is changing, we're just adding.
Yep. So the other thing is this great studio space is primarily going to be the location of, Acton Line,
Yeah.
but this is also a space that, if something big happens
Yeah.
in the news that folks at Acton want to reach out to our broader audience over YouTube, that sort of thing, this is a great
We can
space
quickly
for
come
that.
in and turn it on. It's a very well put together room, and it'll work in a lot of ways for us for a long time, which I think is terrific. So,
Mark, thank you so much. I mean, Mark has been the driving force beyond this. I have been a cheerleader of sorts, but Mark is really
if you're a
the guy that
cheerleader, you
put
get
in the
annoyed.
time.
If you're a cheerleader, you get annoyed more than any other cheerleader in history. I come to you several times a day with thoughts and questions and ideas. So, thank you for indulging this insanity, and this is cool.
Yeah, very cool. We're looking forward to seeing more of you. This is so good.
That's got to be
It's
so annoying to
much
listen
fun.
to. Cool. Thanks, Dan. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to learn more about Acton or hear more of this podcast, please visit acton.org/podcasts. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.